same thing is working. So we're just going to try and do the second game of GD versus KK and see how that goes. And hopefully later on when we check the website, it's up.
Excellent. Well, that'll be fun to see. And, you know, if not, there'll be somebody in the channel saying, hey, I'm going for a person wandering off, and then somebody else saying, are you guys casting a game?
Indeed.
As all professional casters have.
So what are we expecting this time around? Are we expecting them to make the same mistake with the Rubik?
Oh, no, I reckon we'll see like an early Rubik ban from KK. They just let that Rubik get too many good ults. And they couldn't counter him out like quickly enough. So, I mean, but you did see the Faceless Void jump straight on that Rubik in that last fight in the first game. But couldn't beat through a Rubik and get through everybody else, especially not with the Jakiro stunning him. The old classic Bat Rider ban.
Nobody likes a Magnus and nobody likes a Bat Rider.
Yeah, I know. And it's really funny. You see everybody ban out Bat Rider, but whenever you see a Bat Rider, the Bat Rider never actually does particularly well. Except for that one occasion where the Bat Rider does really well, and it's the most horrifying thing you've ever seen. Unsurprising Magnus ban there.
I'm picking no one's going to ban Darkseer because in the game we just watched, he was not really influential in being able to stop them from farm. But they do, I ate my own words, they do ban him.
Dark. Oh shit, but they left the lifesteal through. And GD picked it up. Well, that's going to be hard for KK to deal with. Darkseer is... Oh, okay, that is a very nice way of countering lifestealer. The sheer pushing power of a lone druid is terrifying to see. You have to respect ban Darkseer a lot of the time, just because he's such a powerful character, especially in a solo lane. You know, just his escapability and the sheer pushing power that he has is really, really terrifying. And then he just transitions into beautiful team fight help. He's a great character in pretty much any situation.
You see, the smart thing here is that they banned at the Darkseer knowing that they wanted to pick up the Druid if the lifestealer was taken. So they knew exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to cut the opponent's team ability to solo lane down while giving themselves that boost in the solo lane. And they're happy to give up the lifestealer to do it for the tri lane.
Sure, I mean, Lone Druid is such a powerful character. Jungling and solo laning, he is just really, really strong. And his sheer pushing power and, you know, fighting power, especially once he gets a few items on that bear, is terrifying to behold. You know, and they've banned out the Bat Rider, so you can't pull the Lone Druid out of position from his bear. Bane, another very, very strong choice, especially through Lifestealer, as his ult goes through Lifestealer's Rage.
See, that was part of their plan. They knew that if they picked up Lifestealer, they would pick up the Druid. And they could counter that with a Bane.
Radiant team ban.
Shadow Demon. Hopefully we'll see a ban out from KK of either a Lina or a Leshrac just to stop that super combo going on.
Problem here is
ban out of the Lina.
Problem here is that perhaps they're going to bait out both the Lina and Leshrac bans with no intention of running a super combo, just having them, because he's just good by himself, even if you don't synergize him with anyone, because his refraction just synergizes with everything.
It's true, he is very, very strong, but in a tri lane, you definitely need that other character with that second timed stun or something to combo out nicely with him.
I think there's a misplay there by GD in terms of the draft. They know that they've already banned out Alina. They know that the other team already senses a combo. What fits well into that combo, assuming you don't put Lifestealer in that try, is a gyro, in my opinion.
You will see Lifestealer in the try. You know, they don't need a Gyrocopter if they have the Lifestealer in that tri lane. The Gyrocopter is entirely different. KK picking up a Gyrocopter just because he is incredibly strong versus another tri lane, as he can just keep hitting the flat cannon over and over. Because you've got the Lifestealer, he combos out with Shadow Demon locks him into place, he gets hit with the stun, they come into the stun, Lifestealer is sitting there, and he gives them that massive 70% slow. There's no way he can escape when that tri lane.
We're seeing another Wisp ban in the 4th slot.
Yeah,
I think this time... I think this time though, it was a wise choice. Previous round, no. This time, definitely. They don't know what any of the pieces are. Both players not really giving away much. Again, one team giving away what their tri-lane's going to be already. The other team still out in the air. But they do know what the off lane is. They do know the Druid's away.
Ooh, Luna, that's a strong early choice. Luna is a very, very strong character. You'll often see her picked up, especially in these kind of situations, just because she can farm so effectively into the late game and become an incredibly strong team fighting carry. She's an excellent pick, especially if the gyrocopter has been banned out.
Do the glaives proc against Nightmare, or do they skip that as a target?
10 seconds remaining.
They skip it as a target if I remember correctly.
5 seconds remaining.
But I don't think they'll trigger it. But I'm not 100% certain on this. We'll have to wait and see.
I'm expecting to see something like a Kotl coming in here.
Not with the life stealer and
No,
Shadow
not.
Demon.
I'm thinking possibly on the Gardener side, on the KK side. Sorry.
Oh, you could. I mean, it would be an interesting choice. I mean, they don't have Bane in terms of support so far.
Because Bane's got the 2 CCs, right? Do you need another hero with other lockdowns? Wouldn't it be great to be able to just spam away with Luna?
That's true. Visage.
Man, this is a strong lineup already. I would not want to fight this team without even knowing what the other 2 slots are.
It's not as strong as it could be. Visage, while being very strong, isn't a super good combo with Shadow Demon. There are much, much better combos with Shadow Demon. But I'd imagine that GD doesn't have anybody who can play a less.
Yeah, but you're sitting here as KK, and you're thinking to yourself, is that a tri-lane? Is that a mid? Why have you picked that?
Dire team pick.
Well, I would say you're definitely going to see the Shadow Demon Visage Lifestealer tri-lane, which is actually, there's a lot of slow in that, a lot of disable in that, and Visage is actually one of the tankier support characters you can pick just from his Grave Cloak, giving all the extra magic resistance and armor. So it does become like a very heavily magic resistant lane with a lot of disables in it. The Dragon Knight mid is kind of boring. Do something exciting, guys. Jeez Louise. But he's still very strong, so tanky, they still don't really... I mean, Lifestealer's like 4% health removal. Is that physical or is that magical damage? Or is it just pure damage?
I have no idea. I'm still pretty scrub at this game.
Yeah. Because Dragon Knight, he gets all of that bonus armor from his Dragon Blood, thus making him incredibly tanky versus any of the physical damage characters. But Lifestealer, I think his bonus damage gets around that. Shadow Demon is mostly magical damage, and Visage is mostly magical damage as well. So he's very, very tanky against everybody except for that team, from what I can tell.
Here I'm expecting to see not in terms of bans, but in terms of picks, possibly a Clockwork or a Vengeful Spirit. They don't seem to have that really great initiator just yet.
On terms of GD?
Yeah, in terms of KK.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, you've got Dragon Knight, but he's not a great initiator. Bane can pick people off, but he's not a great initiator. You probably are going to see somebody who can do a bit of initiation. Bounty Hunter was an interesting choice, because it means that they're going to get a lot of ganking potential. If they can get the Lone Druid before he gets his bear form, excellent. Bane is easy prey, Luna is reasonably easy prey, Dragon Knight he isn't going to do very much against. They don't have enemy stealth, so they don't need the track so much to counteract any of the stealth characters. So he's nice, he's just a straight up ganker, he'll wander around doing his thing.
Well, it could be that GD is sitting in a comfortable position, they got one under their belt, they're thinking, hey, let's go for some big plays, let's have some fun, let's still try and win, but let's do it in style, the way we like to play.
Dire team ban.
It's going to be interesting to see where the Bounty Hunter goes. I mean, where is he going to fit in lane? Is he going to go solo? Is he going to go mid? I mean...
That's what I said, I like the style of this draft, because you say that Visage is going to be in the tri-lane, but they're leaving themselves options with what they've got.
10 seconds remaining.
It's true.
You
And
can solo lane with a Visage as
well.
well.
Out with Devourer just to prevent him going in mid versus the Dragon Knight, and Dragon Knight does not want to place out or Devourer in mid. So that's an excellent ban choice by them. And they banned Leshrac themselves. Well, that's interesting.
Perhaps it's because the other team has very limited support stun. They have some CC and they have some slow, but
they only have one. I mean, Rubik's still in the pool. There's still like a few good other supports in the
I
past.
still think it's going to be a Clockwork or a VS in terms of they need someone to initiate.
Yeah, they do need an initiator. I mean, they have a lot of like traps and mini stuns though, so they're not super in need of an initiator, and they do need another support. They might choose an Enigma.
Reserve time.
I reckon that would be an interesting choice for them. Locking them into place, they have a lot of other things. They can pick people off willy-nilly with that. And then they have the jungling and the pushing. He can go middle. He can go lane. He supports lanes. He's a pretty good choice, but
It's clear
they
that
have
DK is going to be a
anything
mid. It's clear that the
Yeah,
tri lane
it's
consists
clear that he's
of
gonna get mid.
Bane and Luna. Druid's the off lane,
Yeah,
so
Luna-
it's not going to be Clockwork because Clockwork's not going to fit into a tri lane.
no, Clockwork needs a solo lane by himself.
And as I said, Vengeful.
Oh, yeah, Vengeful Spirit. Yeah, of course.
Dire team pick.
Well, I mean, heck, Vengeful Spirit supports Lunar and Dragonite very well, and Lone Druid. I mean, both the Bear and the Druid both get that 36% extra damage. And like Luna gets it, and it gets added to her glaive bounces. Dragonite gets on his basic attacks and on his splash attacks when he turns into a dragon. It's an excellent choice for that, as well as the stun and the swap and the armor reduction.
That's why I was quite surprised. Like, if I was sitting as GD, I would have probably banned out
10 seconds.
Vengeful Spirit instead of Lishric because I don't think they would have picked up a Lishric with this lane. They need that
5
initiator.
seconds remaining.
Well, although they could have done something funny, they could have had a Pudge instead of a VS. As terrible as that sounds.
Now GD are confused. I mean that's a nice lineup from KK. I like their team. It's very, very strong. But I mean, Vengeful Spirit has just given Bounty Hunter another person to gank, and so he's going to be running around as a very strong ganker.
There you go.
And their mid is the old Quap.
Yeah, so they gave themselves the options to decide which way they wanted to go. They decided, hey, look, let's pick up Bounty Hunter, let's pick up Visage, because we could potentially mid lane them both. Then they're not going to be very strong against a DK, or they're going to be as strong as they need to be, I guess. But they want to put Quap there instead. Is that a good choice? Can you outmid as a Quap versus a Dragon Knight?
Quap is one of the strongest mids, especially with the nerf to Bottle Crowing. Her blink just gives her the extra mobility. She can absolutely dominate all runes in mid. She also has a huge amount of burst damage, which is very, very, very strong versus KK's team. Luna, Bane, Vengeful Spirit, all of them are very, very susceptible to any Quap ganks. So she will be able to sit there. She can pretty much guaranteed dominate mid. Like Dragonite, she just throws a dagger, screams, blinks away, controls all the runes. She's probably going to have a pretty decent time mid unless that Dragonite is doing very, very well for himself. And then she's going to be coming for some very, very strong ganks. Like, she can gank any lane very, very quickly and do a lot of magical damage. If they can do some nice counter rotations and screw up that Queen of Pain in the mid, they'll probably have a much easier time. I mean, GD does have a very, very strong lineup. I mean, Quap is a very, very, stereotypical mid. You've got your Life Stealer, who's very, very much a stereotypical hard carry. That's why you see him banned out so often, especially in these levels of games. You can't deal with a Life Stealer very easily. He's just too angry, and his immunity to magic and his just natural tankiness as being a strength.
Yeah, his ability to stay in lane, through thick and thin, really, with the ability to rage out in case if he senses a gank. That's really what makes him so good in that trail lane, because he can just stick it out.
Yeah, I mean, and he can see, especially something like, Lunar stuns, Vengeful Spirit stuns, those things, they broadcast themselves, so you can just rage out and ignore them, especially Vengeful Spirit. He just laughs at Vengeful Spirit stun. You can see it flying towards you, just click rage, oh look, don't do any damage, you don't even stun me, and now you're slowed, and my supports are just trapping you in place. You're dead. That's a free kill.
How are they going to play though?
I
I don't think they're. I think you're going to see probably a defensive trail lane from the GD, but you may see an offensive trail lane. You may see 3-on-3.
You could do. I mean, you're most likely going to see Life Stealer, Shadow Demon, and Visage top. You will see probably Bounty Hunter in the solo lane, I reckon, and Queen of Pain mid. Just because Bounty Hunter, if he takes his stealth early, he can get away from a lot of ganks. He can stay out of trouble. And, you're going to see the classic Dragonite mid. You're probably going to see Luna, Bane, and Vengeful Spirit, probably bottom lane, and a lone druid top.
That was almost a fail there. Somebody couldn't reconnect. They were having issues. They were going to remake, but as it turns out, that was all a mistake, a bit of misinformation there. Everyone's back in the game. It's good to go. Everyone just checking to make sure it's good. Seeing a lot of the pauses. A lot of the pauses are due to people taking. Here we go.
I mean, most of these people have played quite a few games in a row, so you're going to be starting to get the pauses with bathroom breaks and, like, you know, people's computers overheating, that sort of thing. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. Solo casting is now yours.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see it's a possibility here. We're gonna see a druid in the bottom lane by himself. Why do I say that? Because there's a strong potential there for the bear just to pull the lane by itself and stack it by itself. If you're very good at your micro, you can easily stack that camp by yourself with the bear and then pull it. So it's a potential based on, I guess, the ability of the player.
My unending gratitude.
But no, we see their bear transitioning to the top. He's gonna face off against the tri lane definitely. And in the bottom, everyone getting into position. They're not going for any kind of protection of their own jungle this time. They are pretty happy to give it up if it is being
30
warded.
seconds to battle.
But lucky for them, the Radiant, the Dire is choosing to protect their own jungle. They know that there's going to be a druid here. Druid scouting them out, sees them all. No, he's hanging around. Gotta be careful with that bear. You don't want to lose it early game. Don't want to give up such good gold advantage.
The battle
This bear just sort of, you know, doing what bears do, scoping it out to see where everyone is, checking the rune, possibly going to body block so that the rune can be stolen by somebody else. No, he's just looking for them. Where are they? He wants to make sure he knows where everyone is. And he's gonna pull the lane. He's gonna block that lane straight away. Zaja's gonna chase that bear. They're gonna get that bear. They want that bear. And that's a dead bear. No recall ability on that bear. That bear is gonna go down. No, and he gets away, even with all that damage loaded onto him. He gets away. He pulls the lane. He still pulls the lane. Still doing his job. And you can see why a lone druid is so strong. If I'm correct, he also blocks. He also blocks the spawn of the pull camp.
It looks like it did. It hasn't respawned yet. We'll find out in about 7 seconds. But he blocked the initial spawn, giving him a minute without a pull. Which means they're going to have to wait for another minute to get that proper double pull going on.
I was absolutely sure that their bear was dead. With those abilities popped on him. You know, now he's in the safe zone. It's another 20 seconds before he can summon the bear. You don't want to give it up though, because it is worth quite a bit of gold.
Well, 300 gold is nothing to sneeze at. That's a hero kill at the start.
I'm sensing this bottom actually going to be working out for this bounty. Even though there's all the stun here,
well,
in CC, I think he's going to be able to evade.
You've only got micro stuns from the Luna. You've got the grips. He's going to get caught out by the Bane, I reckon. He's probably going to get hit by a Nightmare. But the thing is, he can see them coming. They have to broadcast their movements because they're so short range. So he can just walk away.
Just as we're seeing
like
there.
Vengeful Spirit Stun is very short range, and so is Bane's. So they have to broadcast themselves, and he can just instantly click his Shadow Walk, and he'll just ignore all of their shenanigans. So, but you'll probably see somebody rapidly pick up either Dust or some Sentry Wards just to screw with them, because once they grab that, he's going to be having a lot of trouble staying in lane.
Look at him, already at 16 last hits and 2 minutes into the game, 2.5 minutes into the game with the Luna.
That is excellent last hitting.
Yeah, this is Undying's 12. Quite easily outperforming DK in the mid, as you said. And getting ring domination.
Yep, Quap is like a very, very, very strong mid.
Like, they really want to get this bounty, but you know, he sees them. Oh, and he's going to play a little bit ballsy here. He's not going to retreat. He's just going to make sure he's in range. He's going to make sure that he gets driven right out before he backs off.
Denied.
Yeah, he has a very good sense of where the XP range is, and he's staying in it all of the time. So he's maintaining a very good level gap.
He knows at this early level he's not going to go down. Vengeful picking up that aura off the second bit. I do that as well, but I know that's not so productive because it is counteractive. It's going to naturally push the lane, especially with Luna's ult aura also.
It's true, but you know he can take up a second level of what's that spell called? His sight one with the armor reduction, but it doesn't do shit against Bounty Hunter. It's better for them to be able to get the extra damage in and kill the Bounty Hunter while they can.
Excellent brain sap there from the
Like
Nightmare.
before axe is axe.
He's now feeling a little bit more cautious. He's not being as ballsy.
He's realised just how quickly they can do him damage. I mean, they have a lot of angry nuke damage.
And we see another rune for Quap, who chooses to use the invisibility right now. And she's just going to rotate around, possibly to the top, and look for a kill. No, she's going to wait for this DK with no mana to overextend. Just going to harass him.
Boom, she can just keep doing that. Well, her Shadow Strike does a very large amount of damage over time. It's a great counter to Dragon Knight's just natural health regeneration. It just keeps him down, keeps his health down, because otherwise he keeps using his Dragon Blood to regenerate health, and he stays in lane, stays in lane, stays in lane. But with that, if she can hit them with a Shadow Strike, it's going to whittle him down faster than he can get his health back. And it's a very, very strong control for a Dragon Knight mid. And she'll go do it again.
Oh, and we see this bear being caught out again.
Oh, can she do it?
No.
Oh, she can do it. First blood. But she dies in return.
Sorry, I missed that. So in the mid, we had Queen of Pain kill the Dragon Knight with the Dragon.
She blinked past the tower, managed to... She Shadow Striked him, blinked past the tower. While he was running away, he popped his ult. She managed to scream him and knock him down. But unfortunately, she was beaten onto by the tower this entire time, and it just whittled down her health and killed her. So she received first blood, but then died in return.
Meanwhile,
So
on the top, the bear was taken down by the Lifestealer, who has managed to now outpace the Luna's last inning. He's managed to rapidly catch up, sitting on the 36 CS.
Yes, and a lot of denies as well, which is very strong. I don't know why this lone druid is sending out this bear this far. Then again, does he have his... No, he's still got level 1 bear. Not until 3 that he gets the magic resistance.
He's looking to pull the lane his way and hope that it doesn't get denied. Doesn't want to get denied.
Oh, I see. He's pulled his entire lane out. Because he can't stop the lane pulling, he's just going to grab the entire lane for himself.
Indeed. You know, they've abandoned that chopped up line. They're going for the mid kill. It's going to get slowed. Oh, unstoppable damage there.
Yeah, beautiful move.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
That scream just ripping him a new one. Meanwhile, on the bottom, this bounty being dived, but he managed to escape.
They traded a Dragon Knight for a tower, which isn't a particularly good trade-off, really.
I think they're just looking to dominate that early XP.
Dire's bottom
Towers,
tower is under attack.
yes, towers are with cash, but I mean, a tower's a tower. Late game towers, those sort of
Dire's
early
bottom
towers,
tower is
they'll still go
taking
down.
many wounds.
If you can get keep that DK down, it's going to give you that much more an advantage. If you can maintain that, then you're going to start steamrolling.
Can take all the hurt.
True, but that extra money from a tower this early in the game is very, very strong. You don't want to lose your towers early in the game.
Axe observes carnage underway at Radiant's top tower.
At the same time, it looks like the top is going to get their tower eventually, so
Top tower is under
maybe they'll
attack.
just playing the long game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Oh, they're having to TP in and to answer this bottom tower,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
and they've repelled the attack. Everyone retreating. There's 3
The red
TPs,
mist
so
spreads at Radiant's
you put some
middle
damage on the tower and you make the other team spend 450 gold. Or 425, I think it is.
Well, I just got kicked out of the game.
Just reconnect.
Dire's middle tower is not what it used to be. That is for certain.
And it looks like the die here, they're looking for a smoke up. Are they going to smoke? No. They're just going to push this lane down. And they catch someone. They get Luna. And a scream, followed by Shuriken.
Death travels faster than
And a disruption on
Middle
Luna.
tower is under attack.
And she knows she can get out of there, so she's just going to TP after being disrupted. Nightmare being picked off. Big play, big swing.
Dire's middle tower is
2
not
heroes
what it
just
used
dropping
to
just
be.
like that.
That is for certain.
A little messy for me, but as I could see, they're nightmaring somebody in an attempt to escape, but being picked off as a result. These guys not using a smoke, but still being able to just push to surprise the other team within the radiant in the bottom lane here. And they
Dire's
TP
middle
back in.
tower is
Don't know if that was
under
smart. All the other TPs are on cooldown. Everyone has to walk. There's only 2 of them. Balloon is confident. She thinks she can hold it. They're choosing now to use the smoke. And they're circling back around to mid to try and get this DK. He has no idea what's going on. He's pushing. No missing call, nothing.
Actually, there's no ward line of sight.
He's checking to see what the rune is.
In fact, the Radiant has no wards on the
Dire's
field at
middle
all.
tower
They know
is
exactly
under
where he is.
attack.
This is going to be him dead. Nope, he sees them from the mobs. Lucky. That was actually pure luck right there. The smoke ran out.
Yeah, very, very lucky. Queen of Pain couldn't blink quite as far as she thought she could.
Been rotating middle. Possibly looking to help propel this assault. Don't think they're going to push it. They're going to look to rotate again. Meanwhile, let's have a look at this. That Drew getting some farm, not as much as you would normally expect, but he's slowly on his way to his to what exactly?
Most likely he's going to save up and build himself a
Radiance.
hand of minus first. It's normally what you see first. Yeah, a Radiance would be an excellent idea.
Dire's bottom tower
Meanwhile,
is taking
they're pushing
many
that tier 2 tower
wounds.
again on the bottom. Just the hit and run tactics here. It cost them last time, so this time they're
Dire's
choosing to
bottom
retreat
tower
earlier.
is under attack.
Swinging down the bottom lane for a gank on Lunar and Vengeful Spirit. And they're flanking around. This is not looking good for Lunar and Vengeful Spirit. They better have their
Dire's
TPs.
bottom tower is under attack.
No TPs on Luna.
And up.
What you didn't see when you got disconnected was they pushed that tower. They overcommit. They didn't overcommit. They just stayed a little bit too long, and were caught out. That's why it's now one for 4. So this time they chose to retreat early.
And they're going for the dive past the tower. Nightmare on the Queen of Pain. Can't pop her ult.
Tower is not what it used to be.
SD
That is for
deciding to take it up
Radiant's
himself.
bottom tower is under attack.
Bring up that Queen of Pain to pursue.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
But they're choosing just to abandon this tower in exchange,
War
not
has
to
come
die.
to Radiant's bottom tower. If Dire's middle tower was worth a damn, it would still be standing.
Dragon Knight takes that mid tower.
Bottom tower is under attack.
I've left him to free farm a little bit, but they know he's been shut down early game. They can afford to do that.
Lifestealer picks up his amulet. He You'll probably start seeing some round of ganking from Lifestealer from now on. Couple of smokes bought by the Bane.
Everyone returning to their normal duties, stacking agents, farming. These guys on bottom putting pressure on that tower again. This time choosing just to let the wave go in and try and